Hello my friends and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Since this military operation started in Ukraine, every time I see, they conditioned me to be like this, but every time now that I see an article where Dmitry Medvedev's name is in it, I'm just waiting for something bad. Because it seems like in the past 6 months, he made some statements that are really bad. And not only they're really bad, but everything that he said will happen, happened. And I'm talking about the warning that he gave to the Ukrainians or the Americans if they destroy the Kerch Bridge or they attack the Kerch Bridge, the Crimean Bridge. And he made that ugly statement, direct, that we're gonna up. And basically that's what happened since then. The Russians are hitting infrastructure in Ukraine, which they didn't do like they do it now, or they did in the past 2-3 weeks since that Kerch Bridge incident occurred, or this, attack. So now we have again Dmitry Medvedev. I think he's raising the bar with these statements, and we'll find out, right? So this article comes from Ukrainska Pravda, so that's a Ukrainian media outlet. It's from today, October 27th, 2022. Medvedev promises to avenge Russians, quote-unquote, suffering, and not just on the battlefield. All right, sounds like not a good statement for some people. Dmitry Medvedev, the deputy chairman of the Security Council of the Russian Federation, has said that Russians are, quote-unquote, suffering from the US's aid to Ukraine in the war, but their suffering will apparently be avenged and not just on the battlefield. All right, let's see what you have in mind. Quote from Medvedev: Ukrainians are paying with their lives for the endless supply of American weapons and for the work of instructors and mercenaries. Ukrainians will pay with their lives if a dirty bomb is used. Our people are also suffering, end quote. At the same time, Medvedev threatened to take revenge for the suffering, and every time you hear me saying suffering, it's in quotation marks. Suffering the Russians are undergoing. Our people will be avenged, all of them, both on the battlefield and in other areas far away from the battlefields, but certainly not in the baseless court proceedings in other ways, end quote. Well, at least he has both of his feet on the ground on that one, but certainly not in baseless court proceedings. So it is not gonna, it's either or, and I think he gets the or. He also stated that the US is ready to fight until the end of Ukraine itself, which he has called a mythical country. Previously, on October 10th, Dmitry Medvedev, deputy chairman of Russia's Security Council and former president of the aggressor country, which one is that? Because you don't say, it doesn't say, oh, Russia, okay, was put on the wanted list by the Security Service of Ukraine. To do what? I guess they're gonna invite him in the car and take him to a beautiful 5-star hotel, and they will provide him with coffee, ladies of the night, some champagne, and then some Cuban cigars, and they're gonna talk to him a little bit, smack, or maybe he's not gonna get that far. It's gonna be a drive-by shooting. That's the wanted list. So let's go back to Medvedev. The quotation mark with the suffering, I think, was put over there to imply that the Russians, what do you mean the Russians suffering? Only the Ukrainians are suffering. You're the aggressor, you can't suffer. You don't have mommies or daddies. No, you can't suffer. You don't have anything. All right, so that's one thing. The other thing is they're gonna be hurt not only on the battlefield. What do you mean? Are gonna have some hit squads? We saw, according to the Western media, that they're not very good at doing their job. Remember those poisonings in London, in Great Britain? Just halfway. I don't believe that was actually what they say it was. I'm not, discarding it as a possibility, but I have questions, let's put it this way, I have questions. And it's strange that we hear of people like almost, like you have the other guy, Navalny, whatever his name is, guy that's sponsored by the same masters. He was just poisoned, but the job was not finished. The guy's in the park over there in London, again, poisoned, job not done. Another two actually not done. I think it was one or two that died poisoned. It was one a long time ago, 10 years, more than 10 years. Oh, you got even the president of Ukraine. After the president, I don't know if, the guy that came after the coup d'etat in 2014, I can't remember his name. The one that they didn't, now Zelensky wanted him not to leave the country, and he's under kind of investigation, and it's all kind of, but the rule of law is no corruption over there. I can't remember his name. He was, again, if you remember him, the Orange Revolution, and he was with, all that, and scarf around his neck, and orange, and always nice with his hair and beautiful. He got poisoned by the Russians, but he didn't die. So that's why it's like, what do you mean you don't die? What do you mean? These guys they don't need you to drink 3 gallons of whatever you drink in order to do the job. They need a teeny miny moomy to kill 50 of you in just like that. Don't tell the Russians just miscalculated the quantity of the poison. You gotta be kidding me. Really? Yeah. But anyway, it seems more like let's do it halfway somehow so we can get in trouble. Draw attention on our retardation KGB. Let's put it this way. So, Medvedev, what's gonna happen? Hit squads, poisoning, what? Nuclear weapons? All it's on the table. The only thing I want to point out about Medvedev that I think is very important, this guy was consistent. He warned, if you guys do this, this is going to happen. The same with Putin. But Putin seems to be, if you want to take that differently, you may, but it's not meant like that. Putin even seems more moderate than Medvedev, in his statements at least, And on the other hand, remember, Medvedev was considered by the Western countries as being the most pro-Western guy before all this happened in Ukraine. The most in the whole leadership of Russia. So imagine if that's now, he talks like that, he makes Putin being an angel in his statements. Imagine how are the other ones that supposedly are not pro-West, but are pro-Russia more, or how should I put it, against the West. Imagine how those are. I think they're like a fight. Here is the nuclear button, and everybody's like trying to put in, everybody's hold their hands not to get there. But like 50 people jumping on one another, like they jumped on Julius Caesar on the Senate floor. Remember? When they got over there to speak with the senators, they started stabbing him, including his friends and so on. They were all on him. They cut their hands while they were stabbing Caesar. The same here. Caesar is the button, the nuclear button. Everybody's like trying to, they hurt one another. Will they be able to reach that? I hope not, but I'm not in their shoes. But if I would be here and I see that you guys are in my house and you're gonna take my family and kill me and do all that stuff, and I have a grenade here and you come here, I definitely would like to make you pay for killing me. What am I gonna just die like, okay, kill me and kill my family and do whatever you want and then live your life. We're gonna meet the second the judgment day, the second coming, judgment day. We're gonna meet there and Jesus and his Father will make justice. No. Before we get over there, why don't we just switch the roles? And you go there first and you wait for me. And when I come over there, then we have the judgment day. How about that? Let's reverse the role for a second. So, we go together. Hold my hand. Let's go. How about that? No? So you see, the same with the Russians. If the Russians are going to be like that, these guys with the button, hands over the button, they might be able to reach it all in the same time. Even the pro-Western guys. So yeah, Medvedev says what he says, and I would pay a lot of attention. And I said, Russians are very consistent. They follow through without whatever they go and finish whatever they say. They say they're gonna punch you in the face, they punch you in the face. They say they're gonna give you $1, they will give you $1. Good or bad, they're consistent. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.